Hello, Power Team. Welcome back to day 10 of the 12 Days of Giftness. The topic of today is energy. All things energy. But first, time to start with our quotes for the day. Quote number 1. Energy flows where attention goes. Quote number 2 says what you focus on, you get more of. Let's set our focus and our attention on awesome, amazing, incredible things that we really want in our lives. So they say that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can merely be changed from one form to another. And you'll know with your own natural energy levels, it tends to go in waves. Some days you feel really good, really energized, really powerful and wanting to attack your projects and go and climb the highest mountain in the world. Your energy might be right up here. Other days, you just notice that your energy is not quite the same and you do need to take more time for you to recharge those batteries. But how do we restore our batteries? The most common thing we probably think about when we think about energy is energy in versus energy out. So if we are thinking calories, how much energy is in this food versus how much energy am I going to put out? And when we think of energy in versus energy out, we often think of, say an apple has 100 calories and you do a workout at the gym or go for a walk and say you burn, I'm not an expert on calorie expenditure, but let's just say you burn 300, then you're like, yeah, I've burnt off 200 calories. But we don't often give thought to the energy it takes to use our brain, to use our mind. How much energy do we give to thinking, to processing thoughts? Have you ever been stuck with a thought and it's ruminating over and over and over in your head? How much energy that tends to zap from you, and afterwards you think, oh my gosh, I'm just exhausted thinking about this thing. Or if you're working on a big project, say a big assignment, how mentally draining it is. Even though you're not physically moving your body, you're still draining energy from your reserves. And so some things in life give us energy and some things tend to take energy away from us. And it's really important that we're aware of what those things are so that we can feel energized when we need to be and be able to withdraw and relax and recharge when we need to as well. And getting that balance right is really important. If you've ever had your sleep patterns out of sync or you've had trouble sleeping, you'll know that for the majority of the day you might feel absolutely exhausted because you haven't had a really good night's sleep. But something happens right before you go to bed. You think, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted, I'm going to go to sleep. And you go to bed and you can lie awake for hours and hours and hours and thinking, I've been exhausted all day. Why am I awake now? Why can't I just fall asleep? And then you're out of balance, you're out of sync. And I think we never really give credit to a great night's sleep until we are sleep deprived. And then we can really appreciate the effect that a great sleep can have on our bodies. When we take roughly a third of the day to rest, recharge, sleep, our body can heal, it can restore, it can process everything it's experienced in the last 16 or so hours. We cannot run on full throttle every minute of every day. It is completely unsustainable. A lot of people use stimulants to create an artificial sense that they have a lot of energy. Coffee, energy drinks, pre-workout, chocolate, drugs to give us a hit of energy. When our body becomes reliant on those sources of energy, we definitely notice when we don't have those things on board. The coffee withdrawals, the energy drink withdrawals, withdrawals from drugs. And those withdrawals happen in order to balance our energy. If we've forced our body to produce masses of adrenaline that gives us crazy amounts of energy, we need to go to that other side to rebuild those stores again. And that will take time to restore and replenish ourselves to find that natural flow, that natural equilibrium again. Something to consider is the people that we spend time with and how we feel around them. Some people, you leave their presence and you think, oh my gosh, that was exhausting being with them. Sometimes people can feel like they drain our energy, and sometimes people feel like they give us energy. We feel revitalized and recharged around these people. So we have to be really careful about who we choose to spend time with and what effect they have on us. How do we feel when we're with them? Sometimes we have to take stock of those that we spend time with, and we have to say to ourselves, does this person recharge my batteries or do they drain my batteries? And if they drain your batteries, Is it important that I actually spend time with this person? How can I unplug from them energetically so they don't drain my batteries? How can I surround myself with more positive people that make me feel really good about myself? Who else or what else zaps our energy, zaps our resources? Do you have a demanding boss? Do you have a really physically active job? Do you constantly stretch yourself thin and overextend yourself and not allow yourself the time to rest and recuperate and recharge and do things for you? Imagine trying to do a road trip and starting with your car on empty and just not filling it up, or filling up a few litres a time every time you got to a gas station. What a long, exhausting, stressful trip that would be. And if you just took the time to fill your car right to the top, you could sit back, relax, cruise, drive, and not be stressing about when your next hit of petrol is going to come and if you're going to run out of fuel on the way. We also tend to get really stressed when our battery on our phone gets below a certain point. If it's sort of below about 20%, we all freak out. I need to charge my phone battery. I can't possibly have my phone die. But on the flip side, we don't tend to go, oh my gosh, my own batteries are running really low. I need to just stop and plug myself in and take time for me to recharge. It's often seen as a weakness to take time for you to recharge your batteries. But no one ever says, oh, your cell phone must be really bad because you've needed to charge it overnight. What? That's crazy. So what are some of the best ways to recharge, refuel, re-energize yourself? Really simple things that I'm sure we all know, but sometimes we just overlook these things in the hecticness of life. First of all, fueling our body with healthy, nourishing, real food. Fresh fruits and vegetables. Really healthy carbohydrates. Completely different story, but carbohydrates are not bad for you. Anyway, getting a really good night's sleep consistently every night. And I know this can be really challenging if we've got study and a job, if we work more than one job, if we work shift work, if we have children, if we have pets that require our attention overnight, if we have other people that live in our house that come and go at different times of the day. I understand that these things can be really challenging, but setting ourselves up to have a really good night's sleep as often as possible is so beneficial to the body, to the mind. And we don't always have to just be going to bed every time we need to recharge. Sometimes just taking 5 minutes in a day to stop what we're doing and go outside and sit in nature, or take a beautiful walk, a nice slow, gentle walk by a river, at the beach, in the mountains, in the fresh air, hearing bird song, walking barefoot on the earth are all great ways of just calming ourselves and recharging and filling us with energy and setting us up to keep going. Sometimes bringing our inner child out to play. If we've got kids, just taking time to really be present and play with your children. Play with your pets. Take your dog for a walk. Throw the ball for the dog. Pets and children are such great teachers of how to have fun and energize and live in the moment. Go and see your friends, the ones that fill you with energy, the ones that make you feel good, the ones that you always just end up laughing and having the best time with. We've talked about closing down mental tabs before. So taking stock of our thoughts and saying, what's going on in my mind that's causing a wee bit too much energy drainage, right? Let's just compartmentalize and see what we can close down in our mind. Imagine taking all the energy that we put on worry and stress and anxiety and gossip and putting it towards kind, loving, productive, positive things. Remember that energy flows where our attention goes, and what we focus on we get more of. So imagine if we have a habit of criticizing other people, of gossiping about other people, and we took that energy and we said, I'm going to take this energy and I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to work to make myself the best version of myself. What an awesome use of energy that would be. Some of you may be aware that the different zodiac signs, so your Scorpios, your Virgos, your Leos, your Aries, are associated with an element from nature. So you've got your wind, fire, earth, and air. You don't have to believe in all this stuff, but some people really like to kind of analyze these things. personality types and blood types and star signs and compatibility and all this sort of stuff. My star sign is associated with the earth element. I don't know how much truth or validity there is in this, but I do know the earth and water signs are supposedly very compatible. And so I find that whenever I need to recharge, I tend to go into nature, and there's something for me about being around flowing water. The beach or the river, there's something so magical about those places that I just feel instantly peaceful, calm. I can feel the energy building and the stress and the anxiety and the worry being taken away from me. There's an energetic concept known as muscle testing, which I find fascinating, and I've tried this out on many people with many different things. And you can use this for various foods, various thoughts that you might have about yourself, various people. It's really amazing how this works, actually. If we want to test if something fills us or drains us energetically, we take that thing, such as an apple. Oh, I love the smell of fresh apples. Take the apple in one hand and place your arm out in front of you. Get somebody else to push down on your outstretched arm. If energetically this thing, so this apple, is beneficial for me energetically, I will be able to hold my arm and resist the force of the person pushing my arm down. Let's take something like candy, like lollipops, which we all know aren't particularly healthy for us. Very processed foods, simple sugars, colorants, flavors that most likely aren't natural. So we take these things in our hand, and it's okay that they're in their packaging. Put our arm out and get our friend to push our arm down. You'll most likely be really surprised by the difference. Energy testing is really fun to do with your kids or your partner. So if you're supermarket shopping and you want to see if something's healthy for you, if it's going to nourish and energize you, do the muscle testing in the supermarket. Start a conversation in the aisle and people say, "What are you doing?" Real foods, whole foods, unprocessed foods fill us with energy, and the foods that are really highly processed will drain our energy. If you want to do this with children, especially when it comes to food, you could say something like, "This apple is a superhero food. It fills you with power, it fills you with energy. But foods like this, they steal your power. They take your energy and they weaken your superhero. So let's eat foods that give us energy." And most kids will find this really fun. Muscle testing works on so many more things other than just food. It works on your thoughts. When we say strong, powerful, positive things to ourselves, we fill ourselves with energy. We strengthen ourselves. And this can be shown through muscle testing. So if we hold our arm out and we say really positive, powerful, uplifting things, and we get our friend to push our arm down, we have the strength and the power to hold our arm up. But when we say nasty, negative, hurtful, hateful things to ourselves, it diminishes our power. And we really, really struggle to hold our arm up. So we say things like, "I'm ugly, I'm weak, I'm useless, I'm a loser." We diminish our power. We steal energy from ourselves. And I tried this on some people and it worked really, really well. I think everyone was really excited and amazed by the results. But there was one person who I knew really struggled with self-esteem and self-confidence. And I knew deep down that this person didn't have a positive view of themselves. And so I asked this person, I said, "Hold your arm out straight and I'm going to test you." I said, "I want you to say really powerful, lovely, kind, positive things to yourself." And they did, and their arms struggled to stay up. And I thought, why is this? This concept has worked on everybody else. Why is it? And then I said to this person, "I feel that you don't believe these things about yourself, and I don't think that you really like yourself very much." And believe me, that was a really hard thing to say to that person, but that really hit home for this person. That not believing that they were worthy, not believing that they were lovable, not believing that they were an awesome, fantastic person was robbing them of their full potential, was robbing them of living a life filled with energy. So I challenged them to work on their self-talk, work on their self-praise, and remember that what we focus on, we get more of. So the more that we focus on our good qualities, we become those things. So my challenge for you today is to do some muscle testing. Give it a go. It's actually really fun. So find someone to do it with. You can go through your whole pantry, your whole fridge, your whole freezer, and see what things fill you with energy and see what things zap you of your energy. And then try it out with words and phrases. Really nice, positive, kind words about yourself. And then try with some nasty words about yourself and just see the difference in your level of strength. And try it on people that are really strong. If you've got friends that are big and muscly, try it on them. Because they'll say, oh, there's no way you'll be able to push my arm down. And then watch them struggle as they hold something like candy or a glass of Pepsi or something that's not really healthy for us. And the interesting thing is you don't have to force the arm. It's not like you're manipulating and bending their arm. So give the muscle testing a go. Tell me how you go with it. Tell me how you find this experience. Share it with the group. And I also want to know, what things do you do that recharge and repower your batteries, that replenish your energy? Share this with the group, and I will see you tomorrow for day 11 of the 12 Days of Giftness. As always, it was a pleasure making this for you, and I hope you took some value. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.